Hello, my name is Samuel Epstein, and I'm here to discuss the new profile of TGI Solar Power. We have a very continuous series of events that are very exciting. You could follow it with some of the public announcements, and as time goes on, there will be continuous flow of new announcements. TGI Solar offers unrecognized upside potential. Over the next 24 months, we're going to have revenue generation potential from Advent, Yucatan, through real estate sales and development on 800 acres, which represents 700 homes, 120 garden apartments in a regional, multi-generational demographic trend. We also are continuously adding to our patent library as a consequence of microgrid development. The patent library is in the form of storage capacity of energy in remote locations. And finally, the realization of valuations of barriers to entry, which entry market positioning in the Yucatan by acquisition of additional prime acreage. TGI Solar is at an inflection point. We are currently auditing and getting certified, removing the shell status. We'll be uplisting, and we expect significant attention and demand in our equity and debt raises. Our mission statement: to develop the next generation environmentally sensitive cities in high-grade, pristine global areas to meet the increased demand of population migration from large centers by utilizing CO2-efficient, fully integrated new energy mixes in conjunction with renewable water and advanced communication systems. This, of course, has been highlighted, and CV19, the events of CV19 and Delta variant have actually acted as a catalyst for people looking at other locations in the world. Regional map of the Yucatan. The Yucatan Peninsula is centrally located. Seen here on the map in red is our location, our development site. We are located an hour and 20 minutes from Miami, an hour and 15 minutes from Houston, 3.5 hours from New York City, and 3.5 hours from the Los Angeles area. We are located in the area of great demand from retirees and people wanting to relocate, as well as in great demand being witnessed, we will discuss, by the European market. TGI Solar, our attractiveness. We're located 45 minutes from Merida. That's an explosive growth city with a major country club for golfers and upscale shopping districts. In addition to that, the most recent development, Section 5 of the country club area, is sold out, and there's a tremendous demand in terms of between the $800,000 to $1 million price ranges. It's located within an hour of the Mayan ruins and world-class archaeological and geological sites, and we're located in Cenote country, attractive to cave divers and jungle explorers. The next slide here shows you the map of the train of the Yucatan, transportation based on the transit system, and we are located close to one of the sites of debarkation that will enable owners and residents and visitors to travel to both the Yucatan area of Cancun, which is 2.5 hours by rail, 2 hours by rail, and other areas of the Yucatan with easy transportation. Our business model: 700 private homes, 120 garden apartments. We plan to sell them for $400,000 per home and $250,000 per condo. That'll be a gross of $310 million, and we anticipate a 40% profit margin. Phase 1 is complete. Phase 1 was announced on July 30th completion of phase one, the infrastructure of advanced city, the infrastructure of main roads, irrigation systems, reforestation, fencing, expanded and cleaned cenotes, cleaned and prepped main kitchen areas for all restaurants and cafes. The water park, hospitality areas, resort areas, the microgrid temperature control design and commercialization, and the preparation for residential construction on a large scale. As noted this week, we made an announcement of groundbreaking of our first model home. This next set of slides shows you the community center, the greeting area in the first of our city. On the left, starting from the left to the right, the development. In the center, you see the mega swimming pool. On the right, some of the construction of some of the homes, just some of the walls and development areas. And on the left, on the next slide, you have the reforestation. Over 30,000 plants were put out, trees were produced in order to replace the impact of construction in the jungle of oxygen and CO2 relationships. In addition to that, our company has significant heavy construction materials that we have on the site. So we did not subcontract this out. This is all done through the company. Next slide is an example of the Cenote. Cenote is a natural cave that was formed as a consequence of the asteroid impact during the late Cretaceous, early Tertiary. And this is, we have swimming, diving in many of the caves and other world-class attractions. The next slide shows you in the center here, under the word Yucatan, that is where our location is. We are 40 minutes from the Mayan ruins. We are 2.5 hours from Cancun and 40 minutes from Merida, the central city, the capital. Here's an example of some of the Mayan ruins, world-class attractions and study areas. Next slide, barriers to entry, represents our special relationship with our Mexican partners that enables us to additional real estate access to opportunities which are coming up on a weekly basis to us. There's significant accesses because we have good management and a good reputation in the Yucatan. Next slide shows a picture of myself in black, and I'm the COO, and Henry Val, the CEO of the company, on one of the pristine beaches, which is being offered for acquisition. Next slide is of the microgrid. Since our concept is to develop a smart city, we have solar voltaic cells, wind turbines, generators, energy storage, and all of these energy sources will be stored in the lithium storage capacities, and this will then run each individual home. Finally, TGI conclusions. We identified and acquired smart city sites. The first one is the Yucatan, where we have 4 criteria met. We're eco-friendly location, access to major cities and transportation, natural water sources, and government cooperation. Second, utilization of the state-of-the-art technologies to produce cheap, diversified energy and water. Third, Advent Yucatan represents a major real estate asset in a mega growth area, 7% a year, synchronous with the major railroad regional development. Fourth, we're going to leverage the real estate position in strategic alliances in building a good communication system utilizing 5G. And fifth, future scalability on a worldwide basis with demographics dictating extreme potential growth in a low CO2 demand environment. Our management team, Henry Val, CEO, he's an entrepreneur and founder of TGI Solar Power, previously served as CEO of New Life Sciences, a clinical biotech trials corporation. He holds a BS in engineering from Kiev Technical Institute and completed business courses at Brooklyn College, CUNY. Myself, Samuel Epstein, Chief Operating Officer. I'm also president of GeoVal Consultants for the last 13 years. Samuel is a board certified geoscientist in the state of Louisiana and Texas. I have over 40 publications, including pioneer work on salt water and CO2, climatic variations, and geologic time to sea level changes, the environment. Previously, I worked as a senior geologist for Occidental Petroleum and Chevron and ran drilling operations in the Gulf of Mexico, familiar with the Gulf, and served as a senior VP for over 30 years in New York, in Morgan Stanley and Merrill Lynch. I hold an MS degree in geology from Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute and graduate level courses, certifications from Harvard, University of Chicago, and Berkeley in business management. Michael Kaplan, our board of trustees, our board of advisors, manager and certified international project manager, 35 years of engineering experience in construction. He has a BS in mechanical engineering from NYU. And finally, our main brain trust for the lithium storage capacities and hooking up the microgrid, Carlos Pereira. He has 6 publications and 8 patents in optimization, capacity, and management of stored energy across large temperature ranges, with emphasis on lithium electrochemistries between -30 and +80 C centigrade. Carlos received a PhD from Stony Brook University in electrical engineering.